brought in the shoe business anyway. That was located at 55 Public Square. Everybody knows where the big National Bank is in the square. It's the building next to that. That was 55 Public Square. Okay, this is his shoe business at 55 Public Square. This is an awesome picture. If you look at it, there's little horses here on wheels that the kids can ride, you know, as they go around. Here's a carousel with all the shoes on it, and then everything real nice here. And then here's a chair up here. And we figured that's where they put the little children so they could try shoes on, okay? And also if they fell off, you know, maybe they could do some other work. And back here, Noah's Ark. Rumor has it, if you bought a pair of shoes, he would turn it on. But remember, when that was turned on, there was no music and there was no voice to it. So you just saw everything moving, which was quite a thrill because, you know, electricity hadn't been around here. 1884 is when electricity came down the county. So it's only been here 16 years and not everybody had it. But if you look up here at the top, it's birds. He's got a big parrot up here, a robin, a squirrel, and all this stuff up there. That's typical Mr. Grosjean way to do it. But one thing he had the first x-ray machine for legs and feet in the state of Ohio. And they hired a young girl out of college, and she would take x-rays of children's feet, and figure out how to put orthotics in her shoes or braces or whatever. So that was a big thing back then at that time. So he was, you know, I think maybe part of his daughter dying from a spinal disease, maybe kicked into this. Now, the humane horseshoe. Yeah, they lost money on this. A young man in 1885, James Gardner from Columbus Grove, Ohio, invented the humane horseshoe. Mr. Grosjean bought the patent in 1905 and continued on until they couldn't make it anymore. What it is, everybody knows the horseshoe shape like that, okay? He added this piece and this piece underneath bolted in, and they put a little piece of rubber right in here between those two pieces. So when the hoof went down first, it would be a little shock absorber, because back then, they were starting to really pack roads really hard with stone and stuff. So they did really good. They gave a pair of silver ones to President Roosevelt. Teddy, he put them on his favorite horse. He also ordered these horseless, humane horseshoes for all of the horses that deal with the White House. So he was pretty well known there. The one thing that hurt him worse is some guy named Henry Ford came out with a horseless carriage. No more humane horseshoes. But they couldn't keep these in stock. As fast as they made them, people were buying. Now, Lionel Grocor Heel Company, this is a picture of it. It was located on the corner of Jackson and Finley. If you head north on Jackson, and you're taking that big swoop to go out to Spencerville, go out to Schoonover, boom, it was on your right. The Dr. Pepper plant's still there. Dr. Pepper plant's still there on your left. This is no longer there. Okay, it was located there, and then they moved it to Jackson Street. In 1937, he turned the business over to his son-in-law, Frank. In 1938, Mr. Grosjean died. In 1939, Frank died. So it went into, the board members had it, and then it just kept going for a few years. And then the United Rubber Workers went on strike, and it forced Grocor members to go on strike. And here's what they gave up when they went on strike. They went guaranteed 40 hours. This is what they were getting from Grocor. Guaranteed 40 hours, guaranteed 3 weeks vacation, guaranteed insurance for the whole family, and guaranteed pension for life. They had to go on strike because the other rubber workers in the country were getting it. And by the time it was settled, they lost just about everything that they had. They were even called the National Guard in because these guys were not going to leave and to get rid of the riders. Okay, you can tell this is the albino display because it's all white. Okay. I think this is like the creepiest thing there. It is so creepy, especially go in and look at it. What is this? I don't know what that is. You know, we're looking at it. It's like, I don't know, maybe it was an extinct something. I don't know. But this is one of the objects he hauled around with him. And the human skull in there probably makes it pretty cool. You know, with a light bulb in there to keep the chicks warm. Okay. So rumor has it, this may be like Bill doesn't know Okay, Ferris wheel, was built in 1897. The Ferris wheel itself was built by John Carnes of the Lima Locomotive Works fame, and he worked on a couple other ones. This is a huge carousel. It's got 104 birds, like I said, from different countries. Down in here, there's a mirror, and they're supposed to look like there's glass there and everything, you know. There's people down here, and then down here, you see how tall it is. There's frogs about 1.5 inches high that are stuffed that are way in there. It's like kind of out of place, but evidently birds don't eat frogs. So this is a nice display we have. The cabinetry on this is really nice. These are the endangered species. We have no idea what date that was built. He usually put a tag on what he made, and this one has nothing. Now, this one here, it's cock robin. There was a story in England. It was who killed cock robin. They taught it through all the stories and everything. I'm going to tell you how this works. There'll be no test after this, but it's just amazing how this guy's mind works. This is, if you look straight down at it, see this big wheel there? That's a cam. I'll tell you about that later. See, these two things are fish. They were actually in water and went around in a circle, okay? There's a casket with cock robin in it, okay? Here's the side view of this cam working, and then this is the front view of it. So we're going to go back and look at this thing. Okay, the story is who killed cock robin? And I didn't say the sparrow. I killed him with my bow and arrow. Well, here's a sparrow right here with a little bow and arrow attached to and he has a quiver of arrows on his back, on his wing. Pretty neat. Well, when this story, remember, there was no music to it, nobody talking. So when you started this leaf here would turn like this, and it would have the writing on it of what's going on. So I am going to, I can't remember all this stuff. So I'm going to read this. I think it's pretty cool. I'll point out what's going on. Okay. Well, okay. Somebody asked, who killed cock robin? Who killed cock robin? I, said the sparrow. With my little bow and arrow, I killed cock robin. Okay, there's the sparrow. Here's cock robin laying in the casket, okay? There's 6 other robins standing around him as pallbearers. Okay? And it said, who saw him die? I, said the fly. With my little eye, I saw it die. There's the fly right there, okay? So this piece here, this leaf here turned and said just what it's written on there, just what I said. Who caught his blood? I, said the fish, in my little dish. I caught his blood. You can't make this stuff up. And who will toll the bell? I, said the bull, because I could pull. So cock robin, farewell. Who made us surround? I, said the beetle. And this turn so you can read it. I, said the beetle. With my needle I made a shroud. Who preached the funeral? I, said the rook. I'll read from my little book. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Who'll sing the songs? I, said the thrush. Up there, she's got a baton. Okay. I, said the thrush. As she sat in a bush, I will sing the song. Who will dig his grave? I, said the owl, with my spade and trowel. I will dig his grave. Now, there he is, right there. He's got a trowel and he's got a spade. We just found the picture of this, folks. This is the real picture. And who will bear the pall? We said the wren, both cock and hen, we will bear the pall. And all the birds in the air fell to sighing and sobbing when they heard the bell toll. Poor cock. It's a sad story. After you read all this stuff, this casket door closes and it goes down underneath. And the robins are holding strings in their mouth and they lean over like this. It's just, yeah, he got a lot of time on his hands. I'm just saying. Okay. The first time that was displayed was at Mr. J.Grosjean funeral home in 1896. Now, Mr. Mr. Grosjean shoe store, 1905, he made a seaside fountain display. I gotta read this too, because folks, it's nice. There's no picture, so you're just gonna have to close your eyes and imagine what you're thinking, okay?